Hey everybody, welcome back to the PTM AC Customs Garage. Well, we've been on this journey of looking for as much information as I can find on the Armored Core 6 weapons, and this time it's time for the machine guns and Gatling guns, per the request of viewer, operator, and mask. These will include the Ludlow, Chang-Chen, Huben, Etsujin, Shao-Wei, Attache, and Huxley. Look, I had to find somewhere to put the Hux. Alright, let's start with the first one you're normally supposed to find, unless you're like me and you didn't do the tutorial until you finish the game, the Ludlow. So yeah, you get your first Ludlow by learning basic controls in the tutorial mission, Beginner Training 1, Basic Controls. Then after that you can buy the other one for 45,000 credits in the store. The Ludlow is a machine gun developed by Balaam. Has an excellent rate of fire, but somewhat lacking in firepower when used alone. Shines in double trigger builds, whether using two of this weapon or in combination with another. It's used by the Trainer AC, Headbringer, Nightfall, Lee Long, Jailbreak, and the 51003K Mind Gamma AC. It's a kinetic weapon with a magazine reload. The attack power is 42 with an impact of 41 and an accumulative impact of 19. The direct hit adjustment is 195. The recoil is kinda low at 45, with a short ideal range of 127 and effective range of 249. The rate of fire, I refuse to say that, but the rate of fire is 10 and has a somewhat small magazine size of 30, with a total round capacity of 720 rounds. You know, I was kinda wondering, where is this ammo being stored? Is it in the gun? Is it in the AC's arm? In the leg? Where? The Ludlow has a very fast 1.5 second reload, and the ammo costs 20 credits per shot. It's pretty lightweight, weighing 2,450 Miyazakis, and cheap on the energy load at only 82. For a weapon you can get so early, it's a pretty good gun. It does have a fairly small magazine size and ammo count for an MG, but with good trigger discipline, it'll work great for you. If you find yourself needing some more ammo to get the job done, the next entry is a very close contender to the Ludlow with some extra ammo stores.
We're 619 and 620. Dead? Walter.
The Chang-Chen, I hope I got that right, is that contender. It becomes available for purchase at the store after you beat the Ice Worm at the end of Chapter 3, for the ridiculous price tag of 120,000 credits. Seriously, who is smoking how much of what drug to come up with these price discrepancies? It is a machine gun developed by Dafang Core Industry. This weapon was designed for sustained combat potential and uses oversized ammunition magazines. Minimal need for reloading makes it well suited for suppressive fire. It is only equipped onto the 51013BE Corporation build. It is also a kinetic weapon with magazine reloads, and that extra ammo store and mag size come at the very slight cost across the stats, starting at the top with 39 for attack power, with 40 impact and 18 accumulative impact. The direct hit adjustment is the same as the Ludlow's at 195, with a recoil of 5, an ideal range of 114, and an effective range of 234. Like the Ludlow, it has a 10 in rate of fire, with an increased mag size to 45, with even more ammo stores of 990. Seriously, where is it? But those big heavy mags must be harder to reload because it takes an entire 2.2 seconds to do so, and its ammo costs the same as the Ludlow's ammo. It's slightly heavier, weighing 3,280 Miyazakis, and has a heavier energy load at 143. Compared to Ludlow, it's so closely balanced that with all of its slight pitfalls, it's made up for in magazine size. So in the end, the difference here is almost fashion core. Which one do you like better? Which one looks better to you?
Look, fella, we got company! And it ain't dumbass Rummy, that one of RAD's newbies. We'll blow the sky up.
Up next though is an actual upgrade to our previous two weapons, the Etsujin Burst Machine Gun, or Etsy. You can buy it in the shop after completing Ocean Crossing mission for 74,000 credits. The Etsy is a burst machine gun developed by Baus. The burst-oriented design of this weapon makes it both easy to use and highly accurate, a strong candidate to use as a sub-weapon in lightweight builds, or as a main weapon, or doubled up for Ultra Pain. Sorry about that. It is equipped on the Burn Pickaxe, Tsubasa, the 51014BE Rubiconian AC, and Thomas Kirk's unnamed AC. This 4-round burst beast is a kinetic weapon with a magazine reload. The attack power is a whopping 48 by 4. That's 48 per bullet at 4 bullets per trigger pull or shot group, 44 on impact and 20 on a cumulative impact. With that impact on a weapon like this, we are now more of an ACF supplier and not just a maintenance. The direct hit adjuster is still 195, the recoil is even lower than the Ludlow's at 3, the ideal range is 117 with an effective range of 236. The burst fire brings it to an 8.1 firing rate, but each burst itself is still very quick. Each magazine holds 28 rounds, and you get a total of 700 rounds in storage somewhere. It shares the Ludlow's 1.5 second reload time, but these bullets are a little fancier at 30 credits per round. Maybe they're made of like a silver lead composite or some shit, I don't know. It weighs 2,810 Miyazakis and runs on 98 energy load. The Etsy is a pretty decent jump up from the Ludlow and the Chang-Chen, but again burns through ammo fairly quick, always leaving that risk of running out looming overhead.
You've blown up a warship before, right?
Confirmed. PCA warship destroyed.
That's the stuff.
Up next is a bit bigger. It's the Attache heavy machine gun, which can be bought in the store for 169,000 credits after getting through your little jailbreak in the mission escape, and was one of the weapons that was later introduced in patch 1.05, not at launch, so it doesn't have any ACs it's already on. The Attache is a heavy machine gun developed by RAD, an essential tool of the trade for RAD's sales reps. The briefcase-like compartment contains a replacement barrel for particularly heated business discussions. Even though it is a kinetic weapon that shows a reload, it's more like that's how many bullets it takes to expire the barrel. And then when you reload, you're actually changing the barrel. The attack power and impact are both 62, and an cumulative impact is 25. The direct hit adjustment is 185. It has a bit more recoil with 7, and with a full auto weapon that's going to build up fast. Its ideal range is 143 and has an effective range out to 272. It has half the firing rate of the lighter MGs. It fires 40 shots before it needs a new barrel, carrying a total of 920 rounds. The barrel swaps in 2.1 seconds, and its ammo costs 40 credits per round. These bullets are a bit bigger. It's pretty hefty at 5,110 Miyazakis, and costs a decent 303 in energy load. There's not much to say here, just a lot of fun to shoot something this big and thuddy. It's a neat concept that it has to change the barrel to get around overheating. Too bad it doesn't really have any competition to compare to. So let's talk Gatling guns. The handheld one is the Huben, and it can be purchased for 170,000 credits, getting through Chapter 1, finishing Attack the Watchpoint. It's a Gatling gun developed by Dafeng Core Industry, equipped with overwhelming fire rate and sustained firepower. It embodies the domination through material superiority mantra of Dafeng's parent company, Bailung. It's used by G1 Michigan's Liger Tail, and C4617 shoves one in a cataphract's chest cavity during a teaser trailer. It is a kinetic weapon that is belt-fed, so no magazines, but it does overheat. The attack power is 25, and so is the impact, with an cumulative impact of 11 and an attack heat buildup of 9. It's a great weapon for stagger punch with 215 in direct hit adjustment on a weapon that can fire 120 rounds before it needs to cool down. It has a 5 in recoil, the ideal range is 130, with an effective range at 226. Firing rate is a crazy 20, and you can store 1,300 rounds. Again, don't ask me how, because I have no idea where. The cooling is 220, so maybe let the trigger go before it overheats to cool it a little bit sooner. It has the Etsy silver lead composite rounds that cost 30 credits a bullet. Those 6 barrels weigh it down to 5,800 Miyazakis, and it has a 425 energy load. Being a weapon with that 20 in fire rate, that makes the 5 in recoil enough to really make you need to check your bullet spread on sustained fire, or just make sure you get closer. As I said earlier, it can squeeze out 120 rounds before it overheats, so holding 2 means they can almost take turns while firing before the other one overheats. Kinda keep going back and forth.
It's just an AC. Code 31A. Chief Sergeant down.
Target LC destroyed.
Its back-mounted brother, the Shao-Wei Gatling cannon, can be bought in the store for an amazing 220,000 credits after finishing the mission Attack the Old Spaceport in Chapter 3. It too wasn't introduced into the game until patch 1.05, so it has no pre-built ACs using it. The Shao-Wei is a light Gatling gun developed by the Dafeng Core Industry. The specs of this weapon place greater emphasis on ease of handling than is typical of Dafeng, apparently the result of a suggestion from the Red Guns. Like the Huben, it is a kinetic belt-driven weapon that can overheat. It has an attack power of 24, impact is 20, its cumulative impact is 11, and its attack heat buildup is 37. Makes the Huben's 120 bullets look great because it only makes about 24 rounds before it overheats. But there is a big Redeemer stat coming up, so stick around for that. The direct hit adjustment is 190, and its recoil is only 3. The ideal range is 156, and its effective out to 289. The rate of fire is 14.3, holding 800 total rounds. The cooling is 650, which is significantly faster than the Huben's cooling, making up for that massive heat buildup. And it looks like it's using the cheap 20 credit rounds like the Ludlow and the Chang-Chen. It weighs 3,960 Miyazakis and costs 404 energy load. So it overheats fast, like in 24 shots fast, but it's cooled off and shooting in a couple of seconds. And when it's used with many other applications, it is very devastating.
Mark rolling kills for credits. Land direct hit.
Last up is the weapon I used to use for times when I wished I had a back-mounted Gatling cannon, pre 1.05, the Huxley Bullet Orbit. It can be purchased for 305,000 credits, AI ain't cheap, after beating the Ice Worm again in your New Game Plus playthrough. Huxley's are kinetic ammo orbits developed by Balaam. These orbits follow the user's ACs and automatically fire at any enemy craft they detect. The control components of the orbits incorporate the technology of an Arquebus affiliate. The Huxley is only found equipped in the Steel Haze Ortis AC. It is a kinetic weapon with a cooldown instead of magazines. I think this thing's ammo is actually all inside of it up in that box. It has an attack power of 28 per bullet, with 8 bullets per volley of bullets, with an impact of 39 and a cumulative impact of 15. The Huxley hits that impact itch and scratches it good. The direct hit adjustment is only 175, its ideal range is 130, and is effective out to 205. The rate of fire is 5.6, and it only carries 240 rounds total. So don't just activate it and leave it on, it'll drain itself dry. The cooling is very slow at only 95, but can be mitigated by deactivating ahead of time before an overheat. Of the weapons in today's list, it is the most expensive on ammo, costing 50 credits per shot, so it's probably around like engraved tungsten rounds now. It weighs 2,230 Miyazakis, though it is floating most of the time, so I don't really see why that should matter. It has an energy load of 435. Again, AI ain't cheap. So popping this guy out starts a 10-second heat timer that counts down even if it isn't shooting. It does have little boosters after all, and its cooldown from that is about 13 seconds. You can cut its time short and put it away to get a shorter cooldown, and it can also keep firing through stance attacks and melee attacks, but it will get set back down by you getting staggered by the enemy. It's best to use it sparingly anyway, as it does have a tendency to use up all of its low ammo reserve when you just leave it on, but it is a very strong option if you do choose to use it.
AP at 30%.
Can't be.
Okay, wow. I really didn't expect to think of all that much to say. It really isn't in a mammoth nature to put that much effort into things. That is why we're so big after all, so we can just walk through trees instead of going around them. I hope you all enjoy. Next week we will dip into the handguns. Until then, I will see you in the nest.
Alert ammunition at
Not now. Locksmith.
Everything here is toss. What you get?